My people, Lagos will humble you. What did I say? Lagos will humble you. My people, Lagos will humble you. I mean, you think you're a big girl, independent, I can pay my bills. Then someone will look at you straight into the face and say, sorry, we are not giving you this because you are single. Yes, this was my Lagos rental experience. Anyways, my name is Sarah Donald, and this is another story time on renting in Lagos State, Nigeria. So this is me in Lagos doing a good job at this time. I now decided that, okay, let me upgrade and go and look for like a 3-bedroom apartment after my last experience in my last apartment. So I was like, okay, at least I've learned one or two things and I am ready to look for another apartment. So I go apartment hunting. And if you know anything about house hunting in Lagos, is that you will cry premium tears. I promise you will. From landlords giving you houses that look like what I ordered versus what I got, to Lagos agents taking you to places that literally look like an uncompleted building. Yes, you will spend days going from one apartment to the other looking for a house, even when you have carefully told this agent what you want. They would, I mean, imagine telling an agent that you want a 3-bedroom apartment and an agent is majestically taking you to a 1-bed, trying to convince you that the only reason you want the other one is not for your business. Say it now, you can put it this side. Telling an agent that you do not want to have to deal with generators and all that, so you want a service apartment, and they tell you, I got you. And they're taking you to an apartment and you're going in, you're hearing generator noises, and they're like, ma, it's better. Just buy your own generator. Before I came here, I told you I wanted serviced. You told me it was serviced. Getting here now. Or do we talk about the way these guys increase prices? Story for another day. But anyway, imagine going through all this stress and then you eventually find the one that, kind of suits what you're looking for, but you're rejected because you are single. Anyway, as I was looking for this 3-bedroom apartment in Lagos, I realized that looking for a 1-bed was easier because they expect that if you're single, you should be in 1 bed or 2. So anything from 3 beds is actually an issue, or I did not know until I started the journey. So I eventually found this place that I kind of liked. I won't even say I was fully in love with it, because if you finish all this journey with Lagos agents and you see the one that relatively passes, like, it's like you have a list of 10 things and you see the one that is like 4. You say, okay, let you go. So I see this apartment. I like it. Not 100%. I'm not even going to lie. Not 100%, because when you come in, you need to climb a step to go into your apartment. And then when you get in your apartment, you need to climb another step to go. Like, it's a 2-floor kind of situation. So I didn't really like it. But it was close to work. And I was done with Lagos traffic. So I was like, okay, at least it ticked some boxes. It was a rented apartment. It was a new house. So let me try it out. So as soon as I got in, I said, okay, that I could go with it. And when you find a place that you need in Lagos, they will need to communicate with the landlord, because obviously they'll tell you the fee, the full package. Always ask for a full package. Literally what that means is what the service charges, the legal, the agency, and everything in between. Yeah, they're always like these hidden charges. Like most times they don't tell you about service charge. So you have to ask for the estate management to know about the service charge. So they give me the whole package, they text it to me, it works, it's fine. Then the agent sent me a WhatsApp message and asked for my ID and asked for my if I work or if I'm self-employed. Okay, at this time it's very important to say that I was working as a senior vice president of an academy. So I had a job that I have been in for, let's say, I've been in that job for like maybe 3 years when I started finding it. So I'm using this to say like stability, do you get? And yeah, so they asked me for it and then told me that they were going to send me an offer letter. So I was waiting for the offer letter. And I called the agent that I haven't received the offer letter. So he's like, oh, sorry that the landlord said something, something. I can't remember what he said, but that the lawyer is going to draft it and send it by the next day. So instead of an offer letter, I get like a form to fill. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So the form also had the same question, like, what do I do? What have I been, like, just like an entire form, right, that asks about yourself. And, of course, the rent is paid yearly. So regardless, if you don't pay, like, it's not like every month where you need, how do I put it, like paying every year means that regardless I have paid you for the year. But I'm like, okay, maybe he wants to do his due, by knowing who is staying in his apartment. Now, so after signing the form, a few days later, the guy gets back to me, tells me that, oh ma, in the form you said you are single, and the agent doesn't want a single lady in his apartment. I promise, I have heard the stories. I've seen it on Twitter. I have seen people tweet about, like, in fact, I remember this tweet that went viral. The girl said, on my way to go and sign my contract with my brother, who I've told the agent is my husband. So, and most times when things like this happen, a lot of people are like, no, it's in your head, it's not true. No, landlord, as long as you can pay, no. It didn't matter that I had a job. It didn't matter that I put my work ID. It didn't matter that I had a stable job for like 3 years. I was in the same company. All that didn't matter. It didn't matter that I was going to be able to pay the rent. What matters is that I was single. Now, I asked the guy, okay, please, I want to understand what my marital status has got to do with this. And the guy said that most times they have this thing in their head that single girls will be throwing parties. I'm like, and making noise. I'm like, okay, that doesn't even make sense, because this is an estate. And like I mentioned before, when you're renting or buying in an estate, there are rules. Example, like my estate now, there are rules that govern the estate that if you do not follow, they will fine you. And they also have the right to like evict you if, for the people that are paying rent, they have the right to evict you. And for the people that bought, they will fine you. And if you don't pay your fine, you will not be able to buy lights. So it doesn't make sense that you will say that people are throwing parties, making noise, because if you don't want that, a married person can do it. A single person can do it. But if you guys don't want things like that happening in the apartment, that should be covered under the estate rules. Again, like in my estate now, for you to do party that requires noise, you must inform the estate manager. They will tell the people that there'll be a party from this time to this time. After a certain time, you're no more allowed music. There are a lot of Airbnb, and that's just like house parties, but proper like party, renting out your place for parties are not allowed. So my point is, if you didn't want that in your apartment, my marital status has nothing to do with that. It is the estate to set the rules, so that doesn't even make sense. So the guy now said, the thing is, like, most times single people are funded by men. This was exactly what he said. That, most of these single people are funded by men. So when the men stop talking to them, they will not be able to pay their rent. Like I said, it didn't happen to anyone else. It happened to me. This was told to me. At this time, I was paying my rent by myself. I had a job. I had lived in an apartment before, because you're supposed to put the details of your previous landlord so they can ask the landlord that, okay, this person, is this person good? Will this person pay their rent? All that didn't matter. My work ID did not matter. The fact that I was the senior vice president, meaning I had a managerial role, I had a good role that, you could ask for my pay slip if you wanted that. And most importantly, I was going to pay for a year. So it's not like I'll pay for this month and then next month I won't be able to pay. And then what is this stereotype that a woman doing well for herself has to be funded by a man? I say plus you, plus the landlord. Anyways, I was no longer interested in that property regardless, because the guy was like, you know what, that I can actually that they just need to know that you're married, even if the man is abroad. Like, I can just say that the man lives abroad. So it's not like they really want the man to live with you, but you must be married. I'm like, I'm not interested in faking that my brother is my husband to pay into someone's account that looks down on women, that feels like every woman is funded by a man. If he has trauma, you should go and deal with it, right? So another agent takes me to that same place. The moment I get there, I told the guy, no, I have been to this place and I am not going to deal with this landlord. So he called someone to confirm. I don't know if he's a landlord. And he comes to me. I'm like, oh yes, you're right. This is the place you came to. He said that you had said that you're not married, but that you're single, but it's okay since you have a job now. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, you guys already rejected me simply because I was single. So you cannot now stay because nobody has rented the apartment and it's now fine for me to automatically, like, it's now fine that having a job is okay. Well, this and many more are what Nigerian ladies or what women in general have, like, what we go through on a normal day. Like, it was really like a total wake-up call to me. In fact, because of that reason, when I got into real estate, I made up my mind that my apartments, that my first choice was always going to be single people who had, like, as long as you have a source of income, and I know that you can pay your rent. If you cannot pay your rent, then you go to court and get permission or what to evict the person. Like I said, it's one thing that you're saying, okay, you don't want parties in your house. That can be dealt with by the estate management. Oh, the single people will break the house down, turn down the house. A young girl living in a 3-bedroom will turn down the house versus a family. Now, again, like I said, these houses do not even come with anything. So what exactly are they even breaking? Anyway, if you have ever had this experience or you know someone that has had this experience of being turned down because she's a woman and single, because again, why I keep saying that, because she's a woman and single, because I asked the guy, what if this man, since my marital status is so important, if he was a man that was single, would he do the same? He said, well, actually, that the other guy that lives opposite is a man and he's single. So he has a problem with women and single women. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Respectfully, have you ever experienced this, or do you know someone that has experienced this? Please let me know. My name still remains Sarah Donald, and please do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Bye.